Hey, what's up, guys? Spencer Rhodes here. Anyway, I just wanted to give my thoughts on the event tomorrow. So, apparently, tomorrow they are going to announce who the crossover character will be between The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. So, one individual character, will be in both shows. And there's really only one character I want it to be, and it's a character that thankfully a lot of people are talking about, so maybe that impacts the decision that the writers or the producers make one way or the other. But the only character I want it to be is Abraham. That's the only character I want to see more of. That's the only character I want to be a crossover character. And the reason is, out of all the characters on The Walking Dead, I feel like he's the one that got the most underused. He was the most underused, and Abraham is my favorite character in all of television, not just The Walking Dead, but in all of television. And I just really wish that he lived longer, or he got more story or more screen time. I feel like Abraham never got a lot of screen time. Even in the episodes he was in, he'd only get like a few scenes, and he'd only say like a few lines of dialogue. He lasted 39 episodes, but he only appeared in 27. And during a lot of those episodes, he didn't have a very big part. He didn't have a lot of screen time. He didn't have a lot of dialogue. Not like Daryl, who like every episode he's in, he's like chews up half the episode, like just like growling and doing nothing. And it's just like we've spent so much time with Daryl. I just felt like it wasn't really fair that Abraham didn't really get his time to shine. Especially if you read the comics, Abraham was such a big part of the comics, and he actually kind of lived a little longer in the show, but there were so many episodes he wasn't in, and when he was in episodes, he wasn't that big of a part. He had a few relationships with some of the main characters. He was friends with Glenn. He kind of cared about Eugene, and he had a romantic relationship with Rosita and Sasha. There was kind of that love triangle, but that's it. We were supposed to assume that he was close to characters like Rick, Daryl, Michonne, but I think with all of those characters, Abraham had like a couple of scenes. Like Abraham's only scene with Michonne was when he was drunk and he was giving her advice during the party, and with Rick, he and Rick were at the gate talking about, being in relationships. And Abraham had a couple of scenes with Daryl, but it wasn't very much. A lot like the show made it look like Abraham was really close to most of the main characters, but it didn't show it. It didn't develop those relationships. He didn't have scenes with a lot of characters other than Glenn, Eugene, Rosita, and Sasha. And even with those characters, I don't think he really had that many scenes with them, because he didn't have that many scenes in general. And I just felt like he was a very underused character. They casted the best possible choice they could, the best possible actor. Like, I feel like Michael Cudlitz was born to play Abraham, and he was just underused and kind of put to the side so that Daryl could growl more. And, I'm not a Daryl hater. I am not against Daryl surviving for 20 seasons, but what I am against is when characters like Abraham that have a lot to offer to the show get set aside and get little screen time so Daryl can growl more. I mean, Jesus, what do you want me to say? I just feel like Abraham, he didn't get his fair due, and he should have gotten more screen time, and he should have gotten more story, he should have gotten more dialogue, and putting him in Fear the Walking Dead, like having it be before he encountered Rick's group, having it be maybe when he was still in Texas or whatever. I think that would, it would help. It might not fix the problem long term. It might not fix the fact that I'm upset that Abraham is dead, but it could help. It could make it a little better, especially if he's in like 10 episodes or 20 episodes or multiple seasons. That would be awesome. I'm a big Abraham fan, and I'm a big Michael Cudlitz fan. So if they can implement Abraham into Fear the Walking Dead, that would be fan-fucking-tastic. That is the only character I want it to be. That is the only character whose reveal as a crossover character I'm going to be happy about. Any other character, I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to be against it, and I'm not going to give a shit, because that's just kind of how I feel. I really don't care about Fear the Walking Dead anymore ever since Troy died, and I don't really care that much about The Walking Dead, because Abraham's been dead for over a year, and I'm still salty about it. I still miss Abraham. I think the show's gotten worse since he's died. It hasn't gotten better. Like I said, he is the only character whose reveal I'm going to be happy about. Ever since he died on The Walking Dead, I don't feel the same way about the show, and I think putting him in Fear the Walking Dead, it might not redeem the entire fact that he died on the show, but it would be a start, and it would be more exposure for the character. It would be more exposure for the actor. I don't know about you, but I could handle more catchphrases. I could handle more funny lines of dialogue. Hell, I've written them. I could definitely handle more funny lines from Abraham. So yeah, like I said, he is the only option I would accept. He is the only character I would be happy to see return, unless he gets like a bunch of fucking flashbacks in The Walking Dead. This is the last chance to have Michael Cudlitz do a lot in the franchise. But put him in Fear the Walking Dead. I think this would be great. A lot of people are already predicting this, and I don't think it would be bad news. I don't think it would devastate anyone. Most people think it's going to be Abraham, and I really want it to be, and it's the only one I want it to be. It's the only character I want to cross over. I want more Abraham, and that is the only option that I'm going to be happy about. Anyway, guys, that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I'm Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.